guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Here we're going to be talking about all things real estate, finance, and lifestyle. So for our very first video, I want to just do a recap of the past couple years in real estate. I'm entering my 4th year. I got licensed back in February 2021, and I did the complete opposite of what everybody recommends you doing. I joined the first brokerage that approached me. Now, it was a really great brokerage and I loved it. I just felt like I wanted to go somewhere where I was identifying with my fellow realtors a little bit better. So I ended up switching brokerages, but let's talk about the in-between time. So I did a handful of rentals because that's how they say, you start getting your business off the ground. And one thing I learned about doing rentals is that the rental market, especially here in Maryland, is really, really hard and stressful. So I didn't really understand why all the more experienced agents were kind of handing off these rentals. And I'm sitting here like, oh, free business, I'll take it. But it's because the rental market is ridiculous. But that's how I pretty much got my business off the ground, was with rentals. So I did that for the first couple months. In August, I decided that I would not be returning back to my regular scheduled job, which was childcare. I decided that I wanted to do real estate full time. In September is when I went ahead and made a change from my first brokerage to the brokerage that I'm at right now, which is Exit Deluxe Realty. Shout out to Exit. I really love it there. One thing that I loved was, well, first and foremost, I felt like I could identify with the people over there a little bit better. I also love the emphasis on multiple streams of income. They don't just want you selling listings for them. They also want you to, be out there. They want you to be an investor. They want you to be your own broker, whatever the case may be. Like, they really promote your growth. And I thought that was great. So that's what got me to join. And that's the reason why I've stayed on board. So after my handful of rentals, I closed my first sale on the buyer side in October. And to me, it was a big deal. It was my uncle. So it's not like, I just had a whole bunch of people trying to work with me yet. It was still my first year. But I was pressed because a lot of people, it takes them like 3-4 years before they get their first sale, I've heard. I didn't have that experience, but that's what I heard. So once I got the first one out of there, I was like, yep, business is about to pick up. So that was 2021 for me. Now, 2022 is really nothing for me to brag about. I did learn a lot. I did a lot of networking. I did a lot of seminars and webinars. I was still doing rentals. However, business was a little slow for me that year. But as a new agent, I definitely just dived into the learning aspect. And I feel like that's when I started to pick up on social media and marketing myself more. A lot of people were coming to me through social media, but they weren't necessarily ready to get started. But it felt good to be able to educate them. And I felt like I really knew what I was doing at this point. And mind you, this was just my 2nd year in. So in August, I actually found out that I was pregnant and I was having twins. So that really turned up my hustle mode. And I got my first personal listing in December. And that's pretty much how 2022 went for me. Moving on to 2023, still pregnant. And I just sold my first listing. And I also turned around for those clients, bought them their residential property after their sale. So that was a good feeling to know that, they trusted me to sell their property. And then a month or 2 later, they came back to me and was like, all right, now we're ready to buy and we want you to handle that as well. Luckily, I was able to start 2023 hot. I came in the year with new business and I just felt like it was up from there. Mind you, again, I was still pregnant. So all throughout my pregnancy, I was hosting events, I was networking, I was doing social media content, just trying to make sure that I stayed ahead of the game. My brokerage actually trusted me to do social media trainings at our quarterly expos for the other agents. So I don't know, it just felt good to be recognized. And I felt like my career was just really starting to pick up. So come April 2023, I gave birth to my twin boys. And then I immediately got back on the grind because I don't remember if it was the same day that I gave labor or if it was the next day. But one of my childhood homegirls hit me up and was like, I just got pre-approved. And I was like, oh, we got to find you a house right now. So I didn't waste any time after giving birth. I just got right back to work. I don't regret going right back to work afterwards because, like I said, she was a friend of mine and I just really wanted to do that with her. So we did a lot of shopping around. I had the twins with me when we would go see houses. It was an experience for all of us. Like we saw some crazy houses that summer. One of them we were almost sure was haunted and we ran out that joint screaming. But yeah, it was a good time. So after the closing, I had to go ahead and do some stuff for me, take care of home. And I actually ended up moving to Baltimore like a week before Thanksgiving. And I mean, it's been cool. It's been an experience because it's definitely different. So I'm from Montgomery County, Gaithersburg, Maryland, and I now live in the city. And from the suburbs to the city is a change. My car got stolen my second week of being there. So that was fun. I'm actually still dealing with that today, but it's okay because they found my car and I had insurance and I'm just letting God handle it. But yeah, that's what life in Baltimore has pretty much been. I get to have my little family together and that's great. I went and took my mortgage loan originators test and I passed. Now, this was a real big deal for me. I passed in November. I started this class back in 2022 and I took the test in the past and I failed it by 1%. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like they could have gave me that 1%, but it's okay. I went back and I took it after giving birth and all of that, and I passed it. So I was really excited about that. So then I just ended my 2023 with like big plans for 2024. And here we are now. So my goal for this year is to be a 6-figure real estate earner. I want to have an established farm area, which I've already been, working on. So one of y'all gonna see me in your neighborhoods a lot. The reason why I chose to go ahead and establish a farm area is because I just feel like with a lot of reflection about how my past business years have been, and not saying that they've been bad, but there were some goals that I didn't hit. I just think you shouldn't try to reinvent the entire wheel. You should definitely add your own flavor and spice, but you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So things that previous agents or experienced agents, I should say, started off doing like cold calls, door knocking, and farm areas is things that I think every agent should be doing. So now I'm kind of just getting back to the basics. Another thing that I'm doing this year is, of course, YouTube. So more elevated marketing. Now, YouTube is something that a lot of my real estate peers and my brokers and everybody told me that I should have been doing from 2021. But it's something that I fought because I was like, YouTube just seems like so much work. But, I do a lot of work anyways. So there's YouTube. I have newsletters out now and you can subscribe to those. I went and got new headshots. Actually, I planned our holiday mixer for the brokerage in December and everybody got free headshots. And shout out to CC Bloom Photography. She did a really good job. So I used that photo as my new headshots for the new year. And if you're an agent, please, please, please update your headshots. A lot of people go years without updating their headshots and people go to work with you and they're like, you don't look like your pictures. We all change. We change every day. We change every year. Update your headshots. I'm also back to doing my networking events, seminars, and a few webinars. So you guys can be on the lookout for that. And you can find all that information probably on my Instagram, which is @thatsoshana. I'm actually on every social media handle @thatsoshana. So it's pretty easy to find me. Again, I started off this year really, really hot. We just closed on a rental. So shout out to my client. I'm so happy for her. It's crazy because we went to go see a property and she fell in love with it. They said no. We went to go see another property, and it looked exactly like the first property, except it was updated. So it actually worked out better in her favor. So I'm really, really happy for her. Glad we were able to do that the second day of the year. And it's just up from here. We're just going to keep the momentum going, and I'm going to keep you guys posted as time goes on. That's been my last 3 years in real estate. So if you're still here with me, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content. Not if you want to see more content, because you want to see more content. So yeah, subscribe to my channel. Killer.